background of understanding. So, are you comfortable in JavaScript? Okay, everyone is saying yes. So, I just want to launch a quick poll. Let me see. Okay, are you able to see a poll on your screen? Okay, we are getting some results. Okay, nice, nice. What about the rest? We have 30 people here. Okay, nice, nice. Okay, that's good enough. So I will stop the poll maybe as soon as I get around 30 responses. Yeah, I have got it. So there are around 52% people saying that they have not used React at all. There are 34% people, that is 10 out of 30, saying that I know basic React. And there are three saying I have used it in multiple projects, and one saying proficient. That's good enough. So we have a variety here. And let's see. Okay. So I hope you all are able to see this thing. Now I have stopped sharing it, and let's start with it. Okay. So I guess people are still joining in. It's fine. I will let them admit and we can start. So to start with React, first thing you need to understand is JavaScript. Okay, each one, like anyone you ask, he will tell you the same thing, that you need to know JavaScript. But how much JavaScript? I would suggest that even if you know a basic JavaScript and how to use promises, like how to handle promises, that is good enough. Okay, if you know basic JavaScript and promises, that is good enough, because DOM manipulation is anyway handled by React itself. And from like today, the main aim of this whole uh, like our session is to make you understand how the React works. Okay, it is not to use the very difficult APIs in React, those all those hooks. It is everything about how the React works. Because many times what happen, people are able to use that in their projects, in their all sort of applications, but they don't know the basic. Not even basic, they don't know the fundamentals, because there is a difference between basic and fundamentals. So we will be covering fundamentals from scratch. Like you won't be using any npx create react app or anything. We will make everything by our own. Okay, and we will understand at each point what we are doing. Okay, and that is the main aim, to understand the things. So the whole aim, or the whole thing that you have to do now, there is 60% understanding and 40% it will be practice. Okay, so majorly it is always about practice in the development, right? But in today's session I am saying that 60% is understanding things and 40% is practicing these things on your own. The thing is getting recorded and is live streaming on YouTube as well, so you can refer it anytime. If you miss anything, that is not an issue. Okay, so we will start now. Let me know if the screen is visible. As soon as I start sharing, let me share it, and let me know if it is visible to you now. Okay. Is the screen visible? Okay, nice. So I have kept the chat open. I don't know if you are able to see my Zoom window, but I have it visible on my screen. Okay, so let's start with it. So where we will start is, we have three parts. Okay, we will do it in three parts. The first part will be to cover the basics of your DOM. Then second part is to make a React app, and third part is also to make a React app. But in every part, you can start it from scratch. Okay, even if you did not understand the second part, you can come to the third one and understand it. Okay, so there is nothing to worry about, and we will start. I will first make something like JS DOM. Okay, JS DOM basic, and let's make our three files: index.html and styles.css and script.javascript. Okay, script.js. So we have three files: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. And it's like I will tell you first that how the server works, okay, how the front end server works, because the basic understanding should be there that how it works. What happens, whatever files you make, let me see if I can hide these floating controls. Okay, anyone else is also able to write on my screen, is it? I'm not sure, like, okay, fine. Let me see if I have. Hmm. Yeah, I have disabled the annotation, so maybe now it won't happen. Fine, but that is still visible in the screen. So okay. Hmm. Okay, I will reshare it probably. Okay, so let me hide the floating controls and see. Okay, now is it visible again? Someone was actually trying to annotate on my screen, so that was giving a bug. So is it visible now? Someone can confirm and I can, okay, thanks. So let's move ahead and I will first tell you how the front-end server will work. So what happens? You have the browser. Okay, you have a browser and you call some website. Okay, you will call some www dot whatever the website name is and you will call it, okay, .com or .in, whatever it is. But what that request does is it goes through whole of your computer network thing, the DNS and locating and getting everything. But I will call it as a request. Okay, so that goes as a request to your server. So you have a server and that goes as a request to your server and that server sends you back the response. Okay, and that server sends you back the response. And for the front end, what we have is the three major things: HTML file, there is CSS file, and there is JavaScript file. Okay, so these three files are the files which we are like which we need every time to make anything visible on our screen, any website. We need these three files: index.html, script.js, or you can name it as ever you want. The main thing is we want a one HTML file, one CSS file, and one JavaScript file. So we will make a basic format. I will call it Master React Fundamentals. Okay, I will give a title, Master React Fundamentals. And same thing, maybe here I will give it as a heading. So H1, and I will keep the same thing as heading as well. Okay, so that is fine. Let's open it. Okay, there are two ways to open actually. Either you can do it like open your file explorer, and using that file explorer, you can open it. Okay, so I can go to maybe this and I have here JS DOM and index.html. So this way you can open or you can use the live server extension. There are two ways. Okay. So live server extension, it helps us like whenever I change something. Okay. If I keep exclamation mark there, see it came. So it actually reloads as well. So that is a kind of helpful. If you don't have, you can go to your extensions tab in VS Code. I am actually using VS Code and use it. Okay, that is a basic setup. You can do that. In the extensions, you can search for live server and it will give you this functionality to open it. Okay, so this one you have to install, and when you right click on it and open with live server, it will open it. Okay, fine. So what if I want to give a bit of CSS? Okay, so I want this H1 to get in the center. How can I do that? I will go to style and I will do some CSS on it. I will say H1 and text align center. Okay, basic CSS, but it won't get reflected yet because I haven't linked that thing. So I will say link style sheet and script.js. Okay, so this way I have linked it. And now let's see if it is working. So not script.js, I should do styles.css. Okay. So now it is getting at center. CSS is working fine. Uh, and okay, let's do something else. Let's make a div, and inside that div, I will make a card. Okay, and in that card, I will put some text, something like there is title, and I will put an image as well. Okay, with some source. So basic format I'm making. Let's see how it looks. In the H4, I will keep React event. Okay. And source, I will keep to whatever I had this image. Okay, we have this event, right? So event slash 100, I have this event. Let's take this image. Okay. Okay. Or maybe from LinkedIn, we have this image. So I can even use that. So this one. Okay. Open image in new tab and use this link. Okay, so I will give this link here and I should have a basic structure. So there is React event written and there is image. So let's do a very basic styling to it so that it looks good and then we will move ahead. So what styling should I give? First, I will try something like give it a class name. Okay, I will give it a class name, something like class equal to card. Okay, and inside that, what I will do dot card. And let's give some background first. Okay, background color maybe yellow green and give some padding. I'm giving some padding as 16 pixel. Okay, and let's see. So we have it, but the size is very big. So what I will do is the size of image, I will keep it a bit strict in 200 pixel. So now it is strictly there. And let's make it in index.html. I haven't closed the h4 tag. That's why it is giving a bug. Okay, so we have h4 tag, we have image. So it is coming one below other. In the style, I will also say width fit content. Okay, so width and fit content, what it will do is it will give it a fixed width. That just it will fit the content, whatever content it has. And I want it at the center. So for that, I can do text align center. That will make the text center. This is coming in the center. Also the card, if I want to do, I can use a margin property. Okay, there is a margin property. Here I can say top bottom margin 0 and left right auto. So automatically it will adjust it. Okay, so whatever extra space it had, it gave the margin in the left and right. And now we have a basic card at the screen. Okay, let's give some border radius and it is done. Okay, border radius of 6 pixel probably. Border radius and 6 pixel. Okay, basic stuff. Fine. Now, this is what we made using HTML, CSS. Okay, there is not like we haven't used JavaScript yet. This is a basic role of your HTML and CSS. Okay, if you want to understand what we have done currently, we have a browser. Okay, we have a browser screen. Inside that screen, we have some structure visible, and that is because of our HTML document. How is it currently? It has HTML tag. Okay, let's write it properly. Okay, we have HTML tag. Inside that HTML tag, what else we have? We have here multiple meta tags and title and link. So I will call we have meta tag. Okay, and we also have title. Okay, and inside that title, I have given some title, and this was all inside head. So let's close the head. Okay, so let's do it correctly. I have a head tag and let's close the head tag. Let's make a body tag. Okay, body is the thing which gets rendered on screen. So inside body, I will what things I have. I have a h1 and I have a div. So let's make it like that. I have h1, then I have a div. Inside that div, I have a card div as well. Okay, so inside that div, I have a card div. So inside that card, I have h4 and image. Okay, and this h1 is closed. I am making a basic structure of it so that we can understand it properly. Okay, So let's have a H4 here, and I have also image here. And we will close the div, and the out this is the this one div, the outermost div, we will also close it. Okay. And then what is left? Our body and HTML. So let's close the body as well, and let's close the HTML as well. Okay, so we have closed the body and we have also closed the HTML. But everything we have done, this part is inside your browser. Okay, so whole of this part is inside your browser and we call it HTML document. Okay, so this is your HTML document. Okay, and we cannot directly interact with it. Okay, there is no direct way to interact with this thing. Okay, currently, whatever we are seeing on the screen, that is through HTML. Now there is something called React DOM, not React, not JavaScript DOM. Okay, so we have something called JavaScript DOM. Let's try to use it. And what it does is, it gives us an option to interact with this document. Okay, this is HTML document, and JavaScript DOM gives us the option to interact with this document through its DOM API. Okay, so it gives us document object model, and how it looks? It looks like a tree. So here we had this HTML tag, right? So it start with document. Okay, it will start with document and it has the HTML inside it. And the HTML will have its child. Okay, what child we have? We have head and body. So it has a head, it has a body. Then inside head, we have multiple things. What all things we have? We have meta tag and title and link and all those things. Inside body, we have H4. We have this, not H4, it's H1. We have this H1 and this div. So there is this div as well. And inside that div, there is one more div. Okay. And inside that div block, we have, okay. So I'm just correctly. So inside that div, we have the div block, and then there is H4, and then there is image. So whole of this tree-like structure, this is called DOM. And we can interact with this thing. Okay, how we interact? Can anyone tell me in the chat? Can you put like how do we interact with this DOM? Through this DOM APIs. Okay. And can you name any one of it? Have you seen it? So I have said that DOM, this document is the parent of it. Okay, and this document is inside your browser like window. So if I open the console and try to write document, see, I have this object and I can use it to do whatever I want. Okay, so let's try it first. By query selector, by class ID, right? So Akhil is right. We can use all these. So let's try to do it. Okay, this div which I had, I will not render it directly. Okay, let's keep it in comment so that we know the structure, but I will not render it directly. Okay, what I will do instead is I will give it ID equal to root. Okay, and we will make it using DOM. Okay, that is a basic thing. I know you would have all done this, but I am doing it for the sake that everyone understands, because this is where the things start. Okay, this is where all our React come into picture, that why we are doing it. You should understand why. Then what you are doing it will make much more sense to you. So we will try to do this. What we want to do currently, we want to insert this div inside our root. So let's try to do it. Okay, is our script file linked with HTML? Not yet. So how will link? Script source, and our source is /script.js. And okay, let's keep it like this. So we have a script file. Inside that script file, I will do console.log hello. So just that I have to check. Okay, I am able to see, that is good enough. So I am able to check it on the console. I got hello. Okay, so what I have to do currently, how my body looks? My body has a div. Okay, my body has a div. Does it? Yeah, it has h1 and it has div. So it only has these much elements. It has h1, it has div. All of this structure. Okay, I will use some other color, this green pen. This structure is not currently present there. Okay, this structure is not currently present. So what should I do? Okay, so what I need to do is, currently I have something like this. Let me zoom in there only. Okay, so currently what I have this body, and inside body, I have h4 and I have div tag. That's it. And this div tag has some ID, that is root. Okay, this div tag has the ID root. Now I want to insert one more div. This is the card div inside it. How will I do? I have to first create it. Okay, and to create it, we have this thing called, we can do document dot document dot create element. Okay, and this will help me create any element. Now which type of element I want to create, that is of type div, right? The first outermost thing is div, so I will write here create element div, and I will get it inside some variable. I will store it, so I will call it something like card. Okay, so we have got a card. Okay, so when I make a div, I got a node of it, and it says a div which has, that's it. Okay, we have only a div card. That's it. We don't have anything else that is there. But is it anyway linked to your current tree? No, right? It is just there in your script. It is not linked with anything. So how will I link? So I should have this parent first, right? So to have the parent, I will say const parent equal to, and document dot get element by ID. Okay, it is actually suggesting me that, but have I given the ID? Okay, I have given the ID property. So I will get it by ID. So dot get element by ID and say it as a root. Okay, so I am catching it with a root ID, and let's try to see. Okay, will I get? Yeah, I will get this div. And now what I have to do? I have to insert this card. I have to insert this card inside this parent. So parent dot append child is the function that will help you do that. Okay, very basic. So what are we doing? That we got, did we get or not? If I go inside this, see, we have a empty card. Yeah, we have it, right? Explain in Hindi. Okay, so should I continue in Hindi? Because I feel, because there may be people who don't understand Hindi, so I'm keeping a language as English. Any suggestions from audience who all wants to continue in English? Or if that is not the case, then I can continue in Hindi. Take a poll. Okay. So give me a minute, okay? Okay, some people are saying please continue in English, please continue in English. It's fine, I will keep it mixed. Okay. So I will try to keep it mixed so that everyone is fine. Uh, mm, so wherever there is issue, no, you can ping me. And you can actually unmute if you want. I feel you are allowed to unmute, so that won't be an issue. See, there are many people who are saying we don't know English, so that can also be a problem. But it's fine. तो हमने अब तक क्या किया? We just made three child, or we just wrote three lines of code, and that we did to make sure that our current HTML tree has this div inside it. तो हमने उसके लिए क्या किया? We first created a parent. Okay, we created a parent. Not created a parent. We caught the parent from the document. We caught it somehow using the ID. Okay, and we stored it inside our parent, and we made a new element that is using create element. And now we inserted this card into our parent. So now, though we don't have anything inside root, but if we see the structure, we have this div card. Okay, we have this div inside it, div element inside it. That is because we have inserted it. Now, can we do something like this again? हमने अभी क्या insert किया था? Card. Can I do for heading as well? Okay, can I create a heading of type h4? Okay, and I will append it inside your, where should it go? Okay, now if you see the old structure, this div had h4, right? Means h4 was inside your div, and this div was inside your other div. So अभी तक हमने क्या किया है? We have inserted what? We have inserted a div inside our parent. So this was our parent. Okay, I will say it as a parent. So this was our parent. We have inserted one more div in it. Okay. And the name of that variable is card. Okay. The name of that variable is card. Now I have to insert h4 inside it. So how will I insert? I will say card. Okay. Because it should go inside card. तो card dot append child and card में मैं insert कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे heading को. Why? Because ये जो heading है that should go inside card and this card should go inside a parent. That is what I have written. So I am saying ये जो हमारा heading है that should go inside your card and this card will go inside your parent. That is what we are doing. Heading is going inside your card and card is going inside your parent. And let's see if it is same now. See, I have a div, I have h4 inside it. Okay, I have zoomed it in much more. So हमारे पास div है और उसके अंदर heading है. If I want to give text to the heading, I will say heading dot text content equal to something like month stack. Okay, I will say month stack. So हमारे पास यहाँ पे month stack लिख के आ गया. Because now हमने क्या किया? हमने div insert किया, h4 insert किया और h4 के अंदर हमने text भी लिखी है. Some text we have written. Okay, something. Now हमें उसके अंदर क्या चाहिए था? We also had, we have done this part. We have card. Okay, we haven't given you a class. हमें class भी देना है. Right? ये जो हमारा card है इसे class देना है. तो I can say card dot and see यहाँ पे suggestions आ रहे बहुत सारे. इसमें से मुझे क्या यूज करना है? Class name. ओके वाई क्लास नेम? बिकॉज ये जो क्लास वर्ड है ना दैट इज अ कीवर्ड इनसाइड जावास्क्रिप्ट. तो जावास्क्रिप्ट ने क्या कहा कि इफ यू वांट टू गिव क्लास यूज क्लास नेम प्रॉपर्टी. तो मैंने कहा क्लास नेम इक्वल टू कार्ड. एज सुन एज आई डू दैट देखो उसको स्टाइलिंग अप्लाई हो चुकी है. वाई? बिकॉज मैंने सीएसएस में तो लिख रखा है ना अगर कोई क्लास नाम का एलिमेंट है इफ देर इज एनी क्लास नेम्ड वेरिएबल और एलिमेंट इनसाइड एचटीएमएल then give it this styling. Now we have it. If I see there is a card with class. So this is we have inserted inside that we have h4. And again, is there anything missing? I have h4, I have this card, but what else? I should have image as well, right? So any suggestions? What should I do? Okay, तो अभी मैंने क्या करना चाहिए? जिस तरह मैंने हेडिंग बनाया आई शुड ऑल्सो क्रिएट इमेज, राइट? कॉन्स्ट इमेज इज इक्वल्स टू डॉक्यूमेंट डॉट क्रिएट एलिमेंट img. सो मैंने एक इमेज तो बना दी. व्हाट दैट मीन्स कि मेरे पास एक इमेज का नोड बन के रेडी है. अब इस इमेज को सोर्स चाहिए होता है, राइट? सो व्हाट आई विल से इमेज डॉट src. ओके, इमेज डॉट src इक्वल टू जो भी हमारी लिंक थी. व्हाट वाज इट? दिस लिंक. आई विल कॉपी इट फ्रॉम हियर एंड पुट इट इनसाइड आवर स्क्रिप्ट. तो हमारे पास लिंक आ चुकी है हमारी इमेज में. एंड व्हाट आई विल से अब ये जो इमेज हमारे पास बन के रेडी है, ओके, इसमें सोर्स भी लग चुका है. ये हमें किसके अंदर अटैच करनी है? वी हैव टू अटैच इट इनसाइड कार्ड, राइट? क्योंकि हमारे स्ट्रक्चर में क्या था? व्हाट वाज द इनसाइड आवर स्ट्रक्चर? दिस इमेज व्हाट अटैच टू आवर ड्यू. ओके, सो अगर मुझे ऐसे करना है व्हाट आई विल से कार्ड डॉट अपेंड चाइल्ड एंड आई विल से इमेज. सो जो हमारी इमेज है वो कार्ड में अपेंड हो जाएगी. एंड लेट्स सी वी हैव क्रिएटेड द सेम एग्जैक्ट थिंग बट नाउ not using basic. Okay, it's not a basic html, it's not a static page. We have done it using dom. Okay, document object model we have used. Those dom apis we have used. Actually this dom api we have used to interact with our html document. Okay, this is html document, this is your javascript dom. क्या यहां तक समझ में आया? Are you able to understand till now? Okay, because this is the core idea from where the React originated. So
सर आई हैव डाउट.
yeah, go ahead.
सर जो हमने अभी पहले पेज बनाया था वो यूजुअली HTML CSS से बनाया था और इजीली बन गया था. तो इतना
Yeah.
कॉम्प्लिकेटेड JS से बनाने की जरूरत क्या थी?
ओके, क्या होता है जब इनिशियली जब हम पेजेस देख रहे थे, अगर तुम 10-15 ईयर्स बैक जो वेबसाइट देखोगे उसमें क्या होता है एकदम स्टैटिक कंटेंट है कि बेसिक सा एक पेज है उसके अंदर कुछ लिंक्स है कुछ डेटा है एंड दैट इज स्टैटिक, राइट? तो कोई इश्यू नहीं था. बट अभी तुम इंस्टाग्राम ओपन करो उसमें क्या हो रहा है? सेम स्ट्रक्चर है बट कार्ड्स चेंज हो रहे हैं. एज सुन एज यू स्क्रोल मल्टीपल टाइप्स ऑफ कार्ड्स है उसके अंदर का डेटा इंस्टेंटली चेंज हो रहा है, राइट? देर आर सो मेनी चेंजेस. लेकिन जब हमने ये स्टैटिक मतलब जब वेब में ये स्टैटिक पेज आया वो इस इंटेंशन से आया था कि ये बार बार चेंज नहीं होगा. ओके, आई विल कम टू इट. तो इसका जो इंटेंशन था ये था कि इट वोंट चेंज मच. अगर तुम्हें चेंज करना है तो तुम जीएस डॉम को यूज करोगे। ओके, देवर सिंह, ओके, बटन क्लिक पे थोड़ा सा चेंज करना है और हवर पे थोड़ा सा चेंज करना है, उसके लिए तुम डॉम से कर रहे थे, दैट इज गुड इनफ। बट अभी क्या हो रहा है इन रियल, अभी जो हमारी मॉडर्न वेबसाइट्स हैं उसमें बहुत सारे चेंजेस होते हैं। लाइक देर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स गोइंग ऑन दैट अगर तुम नॉर्मल जावास्क्रिप्ट डॉम से करोगे, स्टैटिक तो रख ही नहीं सकते बिकॉज कंटेंट इज चेंजिंग। ओके, ये कंटेंट चेंज हो रहा है ना, अगर तुम्हें 10 कार्ड बनाने, व्हाट विल यू डू? यू विल मेक 10 कार्ड्स हियर। अगर मुझे यहाँ पे 10 कार्ड बनाने, इफ यू यूज इंस्टाग्राम, देर आर सो मेनी रील्स, राइट? कैन यू एक्सप्लेन क्लास पार्ट वंस मोर? ओके, गिव मी अ मिनट। ओके, तो आई जस्ट वांट टू टेल यू कि स्टैटिक तो रख नहीं सकते, दैट इज फॉर श्योर। क्योंकि स्टैटिक रख देंगे तो देर इज ए लिमिट, मैं 10 कार्ड लिखूंगा, 20 कार्ड लिखूंगा। इफ आई वॉन्ट 100 ऑफ कार्ड, और डिपेंडिंग ऑन द पर्सन, लाइक अगर वो पर्सन के पास लॉग्ड इन है तो उसे 4 कार्ड दिखे, इफ ही इज नॉट लॉग्ड इन 2 ही दिखे। कैन आई राइट इन लॉजिक इन साइड हियर? नो, राइट? देर इज नथिंग वेयर आई कैन राइट लॉजिक। लॉजिक तो हमारे जावास्क्रिप्ट लैंग्वेज देती है ना। सो फॉर दैट वी हैव टू यूज जावास्क्रिप्ट एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम। ओके, सो
ओके सर,
फॉर
थैंक यू।
डायनेमिक रेंडरिंग और यू गेट डेटा फ्रॉम एपीआई। अगर एपीआई से डेटा आ रहा है, नाउ यू डोंट नो कि उनके टाइटल क्या रहेंगे, सो हाउ विल यू इंसर्ट द टाइटल? इवन यू डोंट नो कि कितने एलिमेंट्स दिखने वाले, विल देर बी 10 एलिमेंट्स और विल देर बी 20 कार्ड्स? ओके, so for that part I need this DOM manipulation. We will need this DOM manipulation whenever you have this dynamic data. So does that make sense for the first question?
यस सर, गॉट इट।
Okay, and the next question is explain class part once more. Okay, तो क्लास पार्ट का मैं एक बार बता देता हूँ, आई होप दिस वन यू आर सेइंग। तो क्या होता है इन जनरल, मैंने तो ऐसे लिखना चाहिए था ना, कार्ड डॉट क्लास इक्वल टू कार्ड। तो क्या मेरे पास यहाँ पे क्लास नेम लिख के आ रहा है और क्लास लगा के आ रहा है? इस ड्यू पे देखो क्लास लिखा ही नहीं है। सो जावास्क्रिप्ट क्या कहता है, तुम यहाँ पे क्लास नेम लिखो। क्लास मैं नहीं समझूंगा। जब क्लास नेम लिखता हूँ ना, यहाँ पे मैंने क्या लिखा, क्लास नेम इक्वल टू CARD, और यहाँ पे क्लास इक्वल टू CARD आ गया। तो क्या होता है जावास्क्रिप्ट में क्लासेस भी होते हैं। इफ यू नो सम जावास्क्रिप्ट, क्या होता है उप्स, पता है ना आपको, उप्स में कॉन्सेप्ट होता है क्लास का। तो वो जावास्क्रिप्ट में भी है। देन जावास्क्रिप्ट विल गेट कंफ्यूज कि ये मतलब क्लास कीवर्ड जो है वो इट इज ऑलरेडी यूज्ड। दैट्स व्हाई मतलब जावास्क्रिप्ट के एपीआईज में ऐसा है कि यू हैव टू यूज क्लास नेम वर्ड इंस्टेड ऑफ क्लास। तो क्या, डज दैट मेक सेंस? डज दिस मेक सेंस? So what happens is you have to use the class name word to access any class property of your node, and this way you can set it. There is one more way. Okay, I will show you one more way. You can also do card dot set attribute. Okay, and what attribute I have to set? I have to set class attribute, right? Class and whatever the name I want to give, I can give card123। तो यहाँ पे आके देखूंगा तो देखो क्लास card123 आ गया। इफ आई वांट टू गिव ओनली कार्ड तो यहाँ पे क्लास कार्ड लिख के आ गया। सो देर आर टू वेज टू डू दैट। यू कैन डायरेक्टली सेट यूजिंग क्लास नेम, और यू कैन also use class dot set attribute, both will work। Yeah, class list dot add, so yeah, that is also a way Rachit is saying, so class list dot add, that can also be done. So there are multiple ways, so I hope this is making sense, right? Okay, so we have done the first part. Okay, this was our first part which we used only pure JavaScript. Okay, nothing else, only pure JavaScript DOM we have used। But अभी क्या हो रहा है, the thing I will repeat it again। एक बार एक एग्जांपल से समझना। ओके, एक एग्जांपल बताता हूँ, आई थिंक दैट विल मेक मच मोर सेंस टू यू। सपोज आपके पास घर है, ठीक है? आई विल मेक इट, ओके, लेट्स मेक समथिंग। तो ये मेरा घर है। ओके, आई हैव इट, एंड इसको मैंने कुछ पेंट करके रख दिया। सो देर इज सम ग्रीन कलर ऑन आउटर, इट्स एवरीवेयर। ओके, सो इट द होल हाउस इज पेंटेड ग्रीन। ओके, अब तुम्हारा टास्क है कि इसकी जो विंडो का कलर है ना, एज सुन एज द पेज लोड्स और समथिंग व्हाट दैट डजंट मैटर, उससे लिंक ही नहीं करते समवेयर। अब मेरा मुझे बस एक ह्यूमन लाइफ टास्क दिया गया है कि मुझे इसकी विंडो है ना कुछ और कलर से पेंट करनी है, सिर्फ ब्लू कलर से। ओके, तो ब्लू कलर से अगर तुम्हें पेंट करनी है तो नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग क्या करेगा? ये जो पूरा का पूरा हाउस है वो तो जैसे का वैसे ही रहने देगा, राइट? विल इट चेंज इट? देखो, गिव मी अ मिनट। ओके, नो इश्यू। सो आई विल कॉपी इट, कंट्रोल C, कंट्रोल V, एंड आई हैव इट। ओके, तो हम नॉर्मली क्या करेंगे, पूरा घर जैसे का वैसे रहने देंगे। वी विल जस्ट कलर दिस पार्ट ब्लू, राइट? ऐसे ही करेंगे ना। मतलब सीधी चीज है, सीधी ही करें लेंगे। व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल कलर द विंडो विद अ ब्लू कलर, दैट्स इट। बट ये जावास्क्रिप्ट नहीं करता है। जावास्क्रिप्ट को उसे समझ में नहीं आता कौन सा पार्ट चेंज हुआ। जावास्क्रिप्ट के लिए सब कुछ नया है, तो व्हाट इट विल डू, इट विल क्रिएट अ न्यू हाउस। ओके, एंटायरली एक नया घर बनाएगा एंड उस घर को फिर से पेंट करेगा। ओके, एंड वॉट एवर पेंट यू हैव टोल्ड इट विल डू एग्जैक्टली। तो वो क्या करेगा, इट विल डू ग्रीन कलर टू द आउटर थिंग। ओके, इट विल डू ग्रीन कलर टू द आउटर थिंग और बीच में ब्लू कलर कर देगा जहां पे तुम्हें ब्लू चाहिए। तो रिजल्ट तो सेम ही आया। ओके, द रिजल्ट विल बी सेम, बट देर इज वन बैड थिंग। ओके, उसने जो अननेसेसरी टास्क था वो किया। पूरे घर को फिर से ग्रीन पेंट करने की जरूरत थी नहीं, राइट? हमें तो बस विंडो को पेंट करना था ना, तो दैट इज द रॉन्ग थिंग। तो जावास्क्रिप्ट कैन नॉट डिफरेंशिएट। ओके, इनिशियल स्टेट और न्यू स्टेट के बीच में डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पाता, तो वो क्या करता है, पूरा डॉम रिपेंट करता है। मतलब अगर कुछ भी चेंज होता है ना, सारी चीजें हटा देता है यूआई से और फिर से नई चीजें वहां पे डालना शुरू करता है वन बाय वन। तो ये जो है ना, ये चीज एक्सपेंसिव है। ओके, नाउ यू विल स्टार्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड हमें रिएक्ट की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी। और जब मैं रिएक्ट कहता हूँ ना, रिएक्ट बस एक नई चीज लेके आता है। ओके, अब तक हमारे पास क्या था, एचटीएमएल डॉक्यूमेंट थी और उसके साथ जावास्क्रिप्ट का डॉम था। बट रिएक्ट अपने साथ एक नई चीज लाता है, दैट वी कॉल्ड रिएक्ट वर्चुअल डॉम। ओके, तो जब रिएक्ट आता है ना, वो उसका वर्चुअल डॉम लेके आ जाता है, वर्चुअल डॉम। और वर्चुअल डॉम क्या है, एग्जैक्टली इस चीज की कॉपी है। ओके, जस्ट टू बी वेग आई एम सेइंग कि वर्चुअल डॉम जो है हमारा, वो एग्जैक्टली इस चीज की कॉपी है, कि जो तुम्हारा रियल डॉम है ना उसकी कॉपी रखता है। बट इससे क्या फायदा हुआ, अब रिएक्ट के पास क्या फायदा है, उसके पास रियल डॉम भी है। वो रियल डॉम को देखते रहेगा कि रियल डॉम कैसा दिख रहा है। और जब भी तुम कुछ चेंज करोगे, ओके, अगर किसी ने इसका हेडिंग चेंज कर दिया, तो रिएक्ट को पता है बस इतना ही तो पार्ट चेंज हुआ है ना, बाकी तो सेम ही है। तो रिएक्ट विल टेल द डॉम दैट भाई तुम ज्यादा मेहनत मत करो, बस तुम इतने पार्ट को चेंज करना, बाकी चीजें वैसे के वैसे रहने दो। ओके, अगर इतना समझ रहे हो, दिस इज कॉल्ड डिफिंग। ओके, देर इज डिफ algorithm, there is reconciliation, we will see that in depth, there is no issue. But अभी जो important thing you have to understand is there is something called virtual DOM. Okay, virtual DOM versus real DOM, I will search and let's see some credible resource. Let's take our Geek for Geeks. Okay, तो यहाँ पे हम पढ़ते हैं, वो क्या कह रहा है, रियल डॉम इज एक्चुअल स्ट्रक्चर, राइट, एंड वर्चुअल डॉम इज केप्ट इनसाइड योर मेमोरी। तो ये जो हमारा वर्चुअल डॉम है, इट इज केप्ट इनसाइड योर रैम। ओके, ये तुम्हारे रैम में पड़ा हुआ है ऑब्वियसली, इट इज कॉपीड, तो कॉपी करके उसने रैम में रख दिया। बट क्या कह रहा है कि जो तुम्हारा रियल डॉम है उसमें अगर तुम मैनिपुलेट करते हो तो वो क्या एक्सपेंसिव है, क्योंकि वो पूरा रिपेंट किया जाएगा। बट अगर तुम वर्चुअल डॉम से करते हो तो दैट इज इजी एंड मेमोरी वेस्ट भी नहीं होती। सी नो मेमोरी वेस्टेज, देर इज टू मच ऑफ मेमोरी वेस्टेज। अपडेट भी स्लो है, व्हाई, बिकॉज सारी चीजें फिर से रिपेंट की जा रही है। यहाँ पे अपडेट फास्ट है बिकॉज वो जितना जरूरत है उतना ही चेंज करता है। एंड देर आर मल्टीपल थिंग्स एज वेल, यू कैन सी डायरेक्टली चेंज करने से कुछ लिमिटेशंस है। और वर्चुअल डॉम 20, व्हाट इज इट, 2 लाख टाइम्स पर सेकेंड इतनी कैपेसिटी है उसकी, मतलब दैट इज अ रफ नंबर आई फील। तो जो भी नंबर है, इट जस्ट मीन्स दैट इट इज फास्ट। ओके, ये जो फास्ट फास्ट वर्ड आई एम लाइक रिपीटिंग इट, दैट इज द मेन थिंग। एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी नीड रिएक्ट। बिकॉज आज जो तुम वेबसाइट देखते हो, नेटफ्लिक्स इज देयर विच इज यूजिंग रिएक्ट एट होल, देर इज इंस्टाग्राम, देर इज फेसबुक। तो ये लोग इनकी वेबसाइट्स देखोगे तो उसमें काफी सारी रेंडरिंग हो रही है, बार बार हो रही है। तो फॉर दैट इफ यू वांट टू डू इट इफिशिएंटली, तो रिएक्ट विल हेल्प यू। देर आर अदर लाइब्रेरीज एज वेल, बट रिएक्ट, लाइक अगर तुम करंटली देखोगे मार्केट में, मोर देन 50% इज रिएक्ट शेयर। अगर जॉब मार्केट भी देखोगे, at that if you see the job market as well, there is 50% share taken by React and other libraries, like there is Angular, there is Vue.js, there is all other things. So they are also there, but they have their separate part, but that is not a majority. So इसीलिए React is currently popular because of its virtual DOM. Okay, and it's not even a framework, it's a small library, it's a JavaScript library, and उसको उतना ही क्या कहते हैं वैल्यू देनी है हमें। we don't have to make it a big thing. Okay, it is just a small JavaScript library and we have to understand it properly because it is very powerful. Okay, so should we start with it now? Have I answered the basic questions around React? So can I start with it now? I just need yes. Okay, some people who are still there. Okay, nice. So let's move ahead and I will copy this same thing and let's do this thing now using React. So I will call it React and I will call it a CDN because I am using CDN link for it. So let's call it CDN. Let's see what we are doing. So अभी मैं ये सारी चीजें हटा देता हूँ। ओके, सारी चीजें हटा दी एंड इनसाइड HTML सेम स्ट्रक्चर, नथिंग एल्स। ओके, एग्जैक्टली सेम स्ट्रक्चर रखा हुआ है, कुछ भी नया चेंज नहीं किया। बट नाउ आई हैव टू यूज रिएक्ट। ओके, मुझे ये जो चेंज किया ना मैंने, मुझे वर्चुअल डॉम बनाना है। अभी हमारे पास वर्चुअल डॉम नहीं है, अभी हमारा क्या हो रहा है, वी हैव द स्ट्रक्चर। ओके, हमारे पास क्या स्ट्रक्चर है, लेट मी कम बैक हियर। तो हमारे पास जो अभी का स्ट्रक्चर है ना, वी हैव दिस एच टी एम एल। ओके, इनसाइड दैट एच टी एम एल देर इज हेड and there is body. Inside body we have h1 and we have div, okay, जिसकी id root है। ओके, इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आई एम फिगरिंग इट आउट। तो ये हमारा डॉम है रियल वाला। ओके, ये तुम्हारा रियल डॉम है। बट क्या हमारे पास अभी वर्चुअल डॉम है? नहीं है, वो भी खाली पड़ा है, मतलब है ही नहीं, बेसिकली इट्स नॉट देयर। तो अगर मुझे उसे लाना है तो आई हैव टू यूज रिएक्ट इनसाइड माई प्रोजेक्ट। तो उसको मैं कैसे यूज करूंगा, रिएक्ट सीडीएन के थ्रू। तो देर आर सीडीएन लिंक्स फ्रॉम रिएक्ट, these two links, one is for react and one is for react dom। इस पे मैं आऊंगा। ओके, आई विल कम बैक, आई विल कम टू इट, बट जस्ट फॉर द टाइम बीइंग यहाँ से मैं आई विल कॉपी दिस टू लिंक्स एंड आई विल पुट देम इनसाइड html। okay, I will copy these links and put it inside html, maybe here। okay, so I have now these two links of react and react dom। okay, these two links are there, and now I can start using react in my project। let's see if I can। so I should use now this one, so open it with live server and I have it। okay, so let's go to inspect and let's see in the console. If I type react, see I have something from react। okay, all these things, functions are coming from react। so let's start। okay, अब मुझे क्या करना है, okay, we are starting with react now। so what I have to create is I have to create first a link। okay, मुझे अगर virtual DOM initialize करना है तो what I have to do, const root equals to react DOM। okay, there is react dom dot create root। okay, this is the function, create root function, and I have to create a root। but where, अब मुझे बताओ, अगर मैं यहाँ पे डॉम का रूट क्रिएट भी कर देता हूँ, इफ आई हैव सम रूट हियर, बट इसकी इसके साथ लिंक तो होनी चाहिए ना कहीं पे। तो आई हैव टू स्पेसिफाई कि किससे लिंक करना है। क्या ये बॉडी से लिंक होगा, क्या ये ड्यू से लिंक होगा, क्या H4 से लिंक होगा। तो आई हैव टू टेल इट अकॉर्डिंगली। तो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग करंटली, जो भी मैं रूट बना रहा हूँ ना, उसकी लिंक चलेगी मेरी पेरेंट के साथ। ओके, तो वो पेरेंट से साथ कनेक्टेड करना है मुझे। तो यहाँ पे आई विल से जस्ट कनेक्ट इट विथ पेरेंट। तो लाइक दिस आई कैन डू const root equal to react dom dot create root and I have the root now। अब इसके बाद क्या, now I have to render things, right? so how should I go about it? अब मुझे अगर कुछ भी बनाना है, now I have to do everything inside react। so I have to create an element। okay, so this is div, here also I have that div। now if I create something inside it, what I need a one more div here। okay, because we had card inside that, so we need a card div। if I create it here, it will automatically get created here, because इसके आगे की प्रोसेस रिएक्ट संभालेगा। ओके, इसके आगे का काम रिएक्ट का है, वी जस्ट हैव टू मैनिपुलेट इन वर्चुअल डॉम एंड रियल डॉम विल अपडेट अकॉर्डिंगली। ओके, तो अगर मुझे वर्चुअल डॉम में कुछ बनाना है तो उसके लिए सिमिलर सा फंक्शन है, कॉन्स्ट कार्ड इक्वल्स टू एंड आई विल से रिएक्ट डॉट क्रिएट एलिमेंट। अर्लियर व्हाट वी यूज्ड टू डू, अगर हमारी पुरानी स्क्रिप्ट फाइल देखोगे, if we go back and see our old script file, okay, this is my old script file, there we did document dot create element। now I am doing react dot create element। so I am creating a react type of element and let's give it a name div। okay, and this is how we do it। so initially I will just keep it like this। okay, इतना ही करूंगा and I will console log it, console dot log card। well let's see। तो इसने कुछ प्रिंट किया। okay, so I hope till now you are with me। should I repeat anything? if you want to repeat me anything I can। एनीवन, क्या यहाँ तक समझ में आया? व्हाट ऑल वी डिड, वी ओनली इंसर्टेड द रिएक्ट सीडीएन लिंक which you can google and get it। you just have to type react cdn in the google and you will get it। okay, you have to copy these links, and after copying these links you have to put it inside your html and then go to script file। उसके बाद हमने क्या किया, we already had the parent, we initialized a virtual root and then we created a card element। okay, हमने यहाँ पे एक card element insert कर दिया। ओके, सो लेट मी अनडू समथिंग। तो हमने क्या किया, एक कार्ड का एलिमेंट बनाया। आई एक्चुअली मिस्टेकनली अटैच्ड इट, हमने बस एक एलिमेंट बना के छोड़ दिया अभी। ओके, एक कार्ड करके कुछ बना के छोड़ दिया है, बट व्हाट इज इट, लेट्स चेक, लेट्स गो टू कंसोल, क्या प्रिंट हो रहा है, एक ऑब्जेक्ट। इसे कॉपी कर लेता हूँ ऑब्जेक्ट को एंड आई विल पुट इट हियर। ओके, तो एक एट द एंड ऑफ द डे क्या चीज है ये, यहाँ पे देखो टाइप डेफ लिखा हुआ है, मैं ये भी कॉपी कर लेता हूँ। तो टाइप डेफ, टाइप सॉरी टाइप ऑफ एंड सिंबल डॉट फॉर, जस्ट गिव मी मिनट, ओके मैं थोड़ा सा सेटअप करके रख देता हूँ एंड आई विल टेल यू। ओके, तो अभी जो क्या प्रिंट हुआ था, ये कार्ड ही प्रिंट हुआ था ना, मैंने क्या किया, रिएक्ट डॉट क्रिएट एलिमेंट हटा दिया। अर्लियर आई रोट कॉन्स्ट, व्हाट वाज इट वाज समथिंग लाइक दिस राइट। पहले मैंने ऐसे लिखा था ना, रिएक्ट डॉट क्रिएट एलिमेंट एक फंक्शन यूज किया था, अब मैं कह रहा हूँ इस फंक्शन को नहीं यूज करते, लेट्स कमेंट इट आउट। मैं कह रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पे हम खुद से अपना एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनाते हैं। ओके, ये जो ऑब्जेक्ट मैंने कंसोल से कॉपी किया था ना, ये सेम ऑब्जेक्ट मैंने यहाँ पे डाल दिया है। ओके, एंड अभी उसका टाइप है, देखो क्या क्या है रिएक्ट एलिमेंट में, क्या क्या है। इफ आई ऑल्सो सी दिस, इसके अंदर से मुझे ये जो चीज मिली, इसमें क्या क्या है, एक टाइप है, देर इज अ की, देर इज अ रेफ, देर इज प्रॉप्स, देर इज ओनर एंड स्टोर। ओके, ये सारी चीजें हैं। आई गेस इसमें कंफ्यूज हो सकते हो, तो लेट मी डू इट अगेन, यहाँ पे कंसोल लॉग लगा देता हूँ। ओके, कंसोल डॉट लॉग कार्ड, यहीं पे आके एक मिनट रुक जाते हैं। ओके, फर्स्ट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस। तो दो बार कार्ड प्रिंट हो रहा है, एक्चुअली वी ऑलरेडी हैव द कंसोल लॉग, सो डबल लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है। फाइन, क्या हुआ, जब मैंने क्रिएट एलिमेंट फंक्शन को कॉल किया, व्हेन आई कॉल्ड द क्रिएट एलिमेंट फंक्शन, इट रिटर्न मी एन ऑब्जेक्ट, बस सिंपल ऑब्जेक्ट। इट हैज सम की, इट हैज सम वैल्यू, की वैल्यू, की वैल्यू, की वैल्यू, देयर आर मल्टीपल कीज एंड मल्टीपल वैल्यूज, दैट्स इट। एंड उसका टाइप क्या है, ऑब्जेक्ट, इट इज अ टाइप ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट। सर की क्लास की रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगी, मैं जस्ट अभी, या यू विल गेट रिकॉर्डिंग, देयर इज नो इशू, like it's actually getting live streamed on YouTube, so you will be able to follow it from there. Okay, the library inclusion. Okay, fine. So now I am getting a object here. Am I there in the mid now? There was some network problem, but now I am there. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay. So what I said, ये हम function use नहीं करते. We will copy that same object and we will keep it here. Okay. Now let's try to do something. Okay. हमने कार्ड बनाया. If I remove this thing, okay, हमने कार्ड बनाया, let's give something inside it. Let's type children as hello. Okay, currently we will only write hello. And what we should do now, अगर मेरे पास कार्ड बन के रेडी है, नेक्स्ट थिंग क्या होगी, आई हैव टू अटैच इट इनटू द रूट। ओके, क्योंकि समहाउ आई हैव टू अटैच इट, तो व्हाट वी डू इज रूट डॉट रेंडर, रूट डॉट रेंडर, एंड वी विल रेंडर आर कार्ड। ओके, एज सुन एज आई डू दैट, सी यहाँ पे hello लिख के आ गया। ओके, एज सुन एज आई डू दैट, यहाँ पे हेलो लिख के आ गया। हाउ, मतलब हुआ क्या एग्जैक्टली exactly? हमने तो बस एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया और उस ऑब्जेक्ट को रूट में पास कर दिया, एंड वी आस्क द रूट, वी कॉल दिस फंक्शन रेंडर फंक्शन, दैट प्लीज रेंडर दिस ऑब्जेक्ट, एंड इट somehow rendered hello on the screen. If I go to elements and see, there is body, there is root, and in that root there is hello, this div is there and it is saying hello. So we have actually inserted using React DOM, right? Let's try to work it, like work it more. Okay, इस पे थोड़ा सा और काम करते हैं। हमने यहाँ पे क्या किया था, we made a card and we inserted in our parent. Now we made a card and we inserted in our virtual parent, because this is our virtual DOM. So जो हमारा root है, we have inserted it there. Fine. Now we will remove these things because these are not mandatory, I guess, store and owner. So we will remove it. Still it is working same. Okay, still we have the hello here. Now there is something called children. That means we can have children here. What were our children? If we see it here, what were the children of this div? There was h4, there was image. So if I want to create h4, how should I do? Okay, I will copy it and I will paste it here. Okay, and I will give it a name, heading, or whatever you want to give it a heading. इसका type क्या रहेगा? Will it be a div? No, it will be h4, right? And key and ref, it's fine. But heading के अंदर मुझे क्या लिखना है? What was there inside heading? There I wrote something like what? Something I wrote there, right? maybe I will write there one stack. That's it. Okay, I will write one stack. So we have a heading. We have to insert that heading inside card. So what I will say, inside children, I will pass that heading. हमने क्या किया, एक ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर दूसरा ऑब्जेक्ट डाल दिया. एंड इफ आई सी इट नाउ, सी हमारे पास div है, उसके अंदर one stack आ चुका है. So is the React DOM is an object from React library included in the HTML file. Okay. So if you really want to see what React DOM is a set of functions, nothing else. Okay, it's everything. It is a function only. If you open this link, I will open this React DOM link. Okay, I will copy it and paste it. Okay, ये है तुम्हारी React library. Okay, this is your React library. This is a code given to us by whom? By Facebook developers, Meta developers, right? So they had written this code in 2013, and this code does the same thing because it is a library of JavaScript, right? तो इसके अंदर लिखा JavaScript ही है, but a way which will help you make things faster. Okay, a way they have given us that if we use this, if I search for create element, okay, create element, see there would be a function like create element. Let's see. Okay, see there is a function called create element. It takes type, props, children, and there is one more thing, but we have used these three things. Okay, when we called that function, we use the three things. We passed the type, we passed the props, and we passed the children. Okay, so there are many things. This is just a library which we are using. Okay, and that is a JavaScript code file. At the end of the day, it is just a JavaScript code. That's it. Okay, and we are using that JavaScript code to make whatever we want. तो अगर मुझे यहाँ पे heading बनाया, what did I do? What did I change? Only type and children. Okay, if I want to make something like image. Okay, if I want to make image, मैं क्या करूँगा, इसका कुछ नाम रखूंगा वेरिएबल का, different from whatever it is earlier. So I will make image, and then what is the type? Type is img, and what is the children? They don't have any children, but it has a source, right? It has a source property, and that is a link. So I will copy the link from here again. Okay, so go to script file and give it a link. So अगर मैं यहाँ पे देखूं, तो have I made the image? Yes. Have I made the heading? Yes. But heading is getting inserted into card. क्या image कहीं पे insert हो रही है? No. I want the image and heading to go inside the card. The H4 should also go inside card and image should also go inside card. So what should I do? यहाँ पे सिंगल नहीं चीज भेजनी है मुझे. I have to pass an array. I have to pass multiple things. So how can I pass? So React says pass it as an array. Heading, comma, image. Okay, heading comma image I will pass, and I have passed now two things. And if I see here, see मेरे पास heading भी आ चुका है. I also have the image. But there is one thing. यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? They don't have the styling. If I want to give style, how do I go? Like what do I do? I give it here class name, right? I give it a class name. So what should I do? Inside a card, I will go and say that your class name is card. Okay, if you are not understanding, I will come back to our JavaScript code because this one was fine. तो यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया था, card dot class name equal to card, और we can also set attribute. But React में जब करना है तो we have to use this thing. Okay, मुझे class name देना है, what card देना है. तो I have told it that please give it a class name of card, and it has a children of heading and image. Okay, and if I see it now, देखो exactly same चीज बन के आई है, which we made using your. Okay, what is CDN? CDN is nothing but a network which is spread across your globe, and it delivers the content in a faster way. Okay, because it is spread across the globe, so it delivers the content in a faster way. Content क्या है अभी हमारा? This link, right? ये link के अंदर जो भी code है, we want it, and we want in a faster way. तो they have posted it on CDN. Okay, तो ये जो content क्या है इस फाइल का? Just ये React का code. I want it. Fine. तो ये कोड मुझे बार बार चाहिए ना. सी इफ आई गो टू नेटवर्क टैब एंड सी, यहाँ पे ये बार बार लोड होता है. एवरी टाइम आई रिफ्रेश द पेज, इट इज गेटिंग लोडेड. देखो इट गेट्स डाउनलोडेड, whole of the code gets downloaded and takes some time. If I refresh it again, see how much time did it take? It took around 300 millisecond. So in total it took 600 millisecond. So that content is coming every time. So we are using a link to get the React now. Okay, क्या यहाँ तक समझ में आया? हमने React में कुछ भी नहीं किया. We did not much. We only created objects. Okay, and we put one object inside other. हमने हेडिंग और इमेज को पुट किया इनसाइड कार्ड एंड वी रेंडर्ड द कार्ड. So what we actually did is, let me go above. Okay, so let me clear all these things. ओके, लेट्स डू इट अगेन. तो हमारे पास क्या था, एक ड्यू था जिसकी आईडी थी रूट. वी हैड अ ड्यू विथ आईडी रूट एंड देन वी क्रिएटेड अ वर्चुअल DOM फॉर इट. Okay, we connected this ड्यू root here, and what we said, render our card. Okay, but this card itself has what? It has h4 and it has image. So whatever changes we do here, that will get similar here only. Okay, that will also get reflected on your real DOM. So whatever changes I did in my virtual DOM will get reflected into my real DOM, and that goes through some process. Okay, and that process is through diffing algorithm. There is a reconciliation process itself. Okay, the rendering part which is taken care by React. Okay, you don't have to worry about it right now in the first class. You have to understand that React is there who is doing this thing. Okay, whatever we do in virtual DOM, that is getting replicated into a real DOM. हमने virtual DOM में इसे क्या दिया था, class name property, but in real DOM it got implemented as class. Okay, so whatever internal conversions are going on, that is done by React. अगर मैं यहाँ पे देखूँ, see here I have that class property, right? If I can give it anything else as well, if I give it a class name of card1, तो यहाँ पे जो class है वो हो जाएगा card1. And since we have not given card1 any CSS, if I give card, the CSS get implemented, because in the CSS I have given a class to the card, like I have used this class name card. Okay, so that is how we have done till now. क्या यहाँ तक समझ में आ रहा है? Okay, Aditya says clear, but what about rest? Because देखो यही चीज है. Even if you go to many of the courses, majority of the courses or majority of the people will teach you directly from npx create React app. Okay, but you don't know what is the basic, bro. Where is it coming from? Where is this React element? And you don't, like, we have used any JSX till now? Not yet. Okay, we will come to there and it will be even fun. You will understand each and every part of your code, whatever you are writing. Okay, because that is where, like, when you come to interview, no, you understand things, you have made the projects. But when you come to interview, they will ask, why are you writing here type of? If I remove this, what will happen? Okay, if I remove the type of, what will happen? It is saying objects are not valid as React child. What does that mean? Means it is saying the object that you are giving, it is not a valid React child. To make it valid, we have to give this type of. But इससे क्या हुआ? What change does it make? It is making a change that you would have heard about XSS, right? Cross-site scripting attack. Waiting room participants, I'm not sure. Everyone in the meeting, fine. There is something called XSS attacks. What they do is, वो क्या करते हैं, तुम्हारे तुम्हारे जो वेबसाइट है उसमें कुछ इंजेक्ट करते हैं. दे ट्राई टू इंजेक्ट सम कोड इनसाइड योर वेबसाइट, बट दैट injection cannot anyway create a symbol. Okay, symbol is a type of your data type. Okay, whoever have read about data types, JavaScript has the data type called symbol, but that cannot be created. If I try to console log, no, console.log card, देखो, if I console log it, I get the object, but if I copy it, I right click on it and I click copy object. Okay, and I paste it here. देखो फर्क क्या है. If I paste it here, देखो ये तो हो ही गया. Like they have done this array, like themselves have created it like that. That is fine. I will just keep it similarly. Okay, इसे collapse कर देता हूँ. Just collapse it. But यहाँ पे important चीज देखो. This property is missing. No, type of is missing. So that means someone else cannot inject. You cannot even copy it. You cannot pass it using API. So this is a way which is making a security for you, that no cross-site scripting can go through your React. Okay, तुम कोई भी React element through API you cannot inject it, because you cannot inject any symbol by your API. Okay, and that is where this teeny thing which has nothing to do with your current code, it has only to do with your security. अगर ये present है, that means it is an identity card that yeah, it is a true thing. It is not coming from any malware or something. If someone tries to do it using API, then he cannot inject it because it is not supported anywhere. So you cannot inject type of thing into your card. So that is where your security comes into picture. The type तो हमें पता चल गया. There is a key something. So if I will get any error, I will tell you. But currently I am not getting any error, so that is fine. Okay. So just be with it that there is something called key, there is something ref, but हमारी फिर प्रॉपर्टीज है, प्रॉपर्टीज में हम क्या डाल रहे हैं, क्लास नेम एंड चिल्ड्रन. बट अब देखो, is it good to do this every time? I have to copy this object and use it to React. Like this is a kind of messy way, right? ये थोड़ा सा बड़ा, मतलब बड़ा कोड हो गया ना. Can I collapse it? Yeah, I can. And how, we will see. Okay, I am commenting this part, or what I will do, I will comment this image. Okay, I will comment this image, and instead of it, what I will do, I will do like this. What I have to do, const image equal to, and what all things we had its type, uska type kya hai, img. What is the property, it has src property, right? So I will say src and this link. Okay, and does it have any children? No. So ये जो हम थर्ड पैरामीटर पास करते हैं, that should be null. We don't have to pass it. So this way I can create image, and I will collapse this part. Okay, if I want to create heading similarly, what I will do, I will do const heading equal to, make it like that. And what I have to do, I have to say react dot create element. What is the type of heading is h4. What are the properties, have I given any properties to it? Only children. So children I have to give it separately in this function. So children I am giving it separately, so I will paste it here separately. Okay, so instead of making object, we can call this function, and this function will at the end of the day return this object only. Okay, but our code will not get messy at least. So if I want to give a card, okay, I have to make a card, then I have to call react.create element, its type is div, and what all property it has a class name. Okay, it has a class name property, तो यहाँ पे मैं class name pass कर दूंगा, and its children are heading and image. So I will write heading and image here. This way, instead of making objects every time, I am just calling these functions. Okay, and it is again the same thing. See, it is again same thing. Same thing is getting rendered on my screen. But now the catch is, it is giving me some error that unique key property should be there. Okay, what does that mean? Like in our object also we had this key property, right? Key was there, here also there was a key. So what it says is, React also cannot understand the array. Okay, that may get changed at some point of time. So for the time being, I am telling you that you have to give a key to every element that is present inside array. For the React to understand that, okay, heading I can only understand by its ID card, and currently ID card is key. So I will say key as something like 1. Okay, basic key I am giving key 1, and for the heading I will give key 2. Okay, image को मैंने यहाँ पे key दे दी 1, and heading I will give key 2, and this will, our error is gone. Okay, I will anyway tell you in upcoming times how the keyword React connected to React DOM. Can you please explain the React keyword? I see React and React DOM. Okay, fine. तो क्या है? That is a good question actually, ललित. So हमने यहाँ पे कितनी चीजें इंसर्ट की है? We have inserted React and React DOM. क्यों? समझना. क्या है? There is something called reconciliation algorithm. See, there is some core processes. Okay, there is some core processes and there are some processes related to your website. तो जो भी तुम्हारी वेबसाइट के रिलेटेड चीजें है ना, that is inside your React DOM. And जो भी core चीजें React की, that is inside your React. And why it is required, I will tell you. They can even put it in a single file. But why they did not? Because there is React native, there is React 3D. तो React की बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, right? Say if there is a Coke. Coke का example काफी सही रहेगा. Okay, you all have seen the Coke. Coke has its formula. Okay, वो formula that is kept inside your main package. Okay, but now there are multiple things made by Coke. There can be a Coke can, there can be a Coke bottle, there can be a Coke, that glass bottle, right? There can be a plastic bottle, there can be different sizes bottles. So these are products of Coke. So the process for it is kept inside other script, and process for the formula is kept inside one script. Okay, so if you want to make a React DOM, you will use the React DOM script. If you want to use React Native. React Native is actually used for making native mobile apps. Okay, kind of progressive web apps are there. So you can make apps using React. So for that, you will not use React DOM script. You will use React Native script, but this script will be common to all. So जो भी common code है ना, that is kept inside React, and जो not so common code है, which is specific to your DOM, that is put inside your DOM. So to create a element, this comes from a common library, and to create a DOM element or DOM root, that comes from a React library. So that's why we are using two things. Okay, this was the answer to the Lalit's question. And there is Akshat is saying all the keys were null before. We are not calling the function but making the object ourselves. So why no problem then? Why are we giving unique keys now? Okay, keys क्यों देते हैं? The only thing to understand is React is also not a god. To React अगर in future समझो किसी ने यहाँ पे you have multiple things. Okay, एक example ले लेते हैं. Suppose तुम्हारे पास कुछ है. Let's give me a minute. Okay, सपोज तुम्हारे पास एक div है और उसके अंदर यहाँ पे मल्टीपल चीज है. देर इज मल्टीपल पी टैग्स. ओके, देर आर सम पी टैग जिसके अंदर लिखा हुआ है कुछ item 1, item 2, item 3, समथिंग लाइक दैट, 1 2 3 4 ऐसे कुछ लिखा हुआ है. एंड आफ्टर सम टाइम व्हाट हैपन्स, कोई और एक नया एलिमेंट इंसर्ट हो जाता है बिफोर दिस चाइल्ड. तो क्या तुम पूरे के पूरे पांचों को फिर से रेंडर कराना चाहोगे वन बाय वन न्यूली? विल यू वांट टू क्रिएट ऑल दिस वन बाय वन, और यू विल से keep all other things as it is, just insert the new element? To React will ask you, how will I understand who were earlier present and who is a new one? So to understand, React wants everyone with a ID. Okay, हर किसी के पास एक यूनिक आइडेंटिटी कार्ड होना चाहिए, एंड दैट आइडेंटिटी कार्ड is connected using the value key property called key. Okay, so the key you give it to it, that is used to understand what you did. Okay, someone has unmuted. Is there any doubt? Okay, okay, fine. So null means nothing, which means two nulls are not similar. See, null means the like there is nothing present. Yeah, that is right. Null means nothing, but two nothings are same. That is what React does actually. For React, it says they are same. So React is saying that heading and image cannot have same, or they want something. Okay, if it is missing, so React is explicitly telling to us that please give it a key property. Okay, just don't stretch on this topic right now because it is a part of actually I will like this has to be covered in some other part. Okay, because I cannot teach whole React in one day. So there are many things. See what it is saying. It also knows that you haven't given the key property. That's why it is saying each child list. Okay, it is saying unique key property because now it's not unique. Both are null. So it is saying that give it a different keys. So I am giving, you can give anything. You can say one as ABC and other one as 2. Just that their keys should be different. That's it. So now it is not giving any error. And that is actually used for this part. Okay, ये जो insertion है ना, I will anyway explain it at some point of time later as well. But you have to understand, जब कोई element insert होता है ना, React is not God that it will not understand. So it needs this key. So जो नया element insert होगा, that will have some other key, right? और वो की इन सबसे अलग है, तो React will understand, okay, ये चारों तो सेम है, इसको मुझे नया इंसर्ट करना है. तो तुम्हारी जो इन चारों के लिए द complications or computation which had to do, that will get eliminated. Okay, only this computation will work. So तुम्हारा टाइम बच गया, right? Your resources are stored. So that is how it works. Fine. तो हमने अभी क्या किया? We have used react dot create element. क्या यहाँ तक समझ में आया? ये पूरा कोड में हटा देता हूँ ऑब्जेक्ट वाला, because object was a thing that I wanted you to understand. But how we are going to do is using this create element thing. So this is the short code. Okay, this extra hello and all I am removing, and I will put here console.log something like rendered. Okay, just to make sure that it should get something should get printed on my screen. So if there is an error, I will come to know. So earlier we did it using this React. Sorry, we did it using JavaScript. See, that was a big code, and now still it, even though it is not as small as we wanted, but it has given us many things. Okay, now we can make multiple things without worrying of this nesting thing. Okay, but still, I would be frank. This is not a very clear idea. It won't give a very clear idea like this. हमने इस तरीके से जब लिखा था ना, that was the best way to do that. हमें कितने अच्छे समझ में आ रहा है कि कार्ड के अंदर h4 है एंड इमेज, वी हैव अ कार्ड एंड इनसाइड दैट कार्ड वी हैव h4 एंड इमेज. बट कैन वी easily identify this thing from here? No. You have to see, okay, image variable is used inside card. There is heading variable is used inside card, and card is getting rendered. Okay, this means there is heading and image inside card, and this is for a small app. What if there is a big app? That is not a very realistic way to do that, right? And that's what React developers understood after some time, that even though it is good thing, but this is not a best way. There can be a better way to do this. And they came up with JSX. Okay, and now I will tell you that instead of writing all these three things, I can write const card equal to and inside that I will copy this code from here. Okay, I will copy it here and paste it here. Okay, I'm not sure if it work or not, but let's see. And image should have a closing tag. Every element should have a closing tag. So this image is a self-closing tag. Okay, like this H4 has opening and closing, div has opening and closing. Image has not closing, so I have given it self-closing. And this way, if I try to render, will it get rendered? Let's see. It is saying unexpected token. It means whatever I have written, it's not a JavaScript. Okay. But let's see if I am able to work around it or not. Any idea? Because there are few people who said that how many actually? There were 10 people who said I know basic React, and 3 are saying I have used it multiple times. So how to tackle this part? Is the JSX part of JavaScript? Transpiler. Okay, Rachit is saying transpiler. So which transpiler should I use, Rachit? Anyone else? Like anything else? Like any other one you know? So the famous transpiler, as Rachit said, is Babel. So this is not a part of, this is not your native JavaScript. Okay. So if we want to convert it, what we will do, we will use this Babel. Okay, there is this Babel thing. If I go inside Babel, let it open and let me see if I can connect to a faster. Yeah. And let's say hello and let's close that tag. What happened? See, इसने अंदर तो JSX लिया, but it outputted the React.create element. So at the end of the day, whatever we are writing here, it is getting converted into React.create element only. So the JSX that you write, that will get converted into React.create element. But this is not a very intuitive way or not a very easy way to understand and not even easy way to write. This is very better way, right? Normal like HTML, whatever we used to write a HTML, that only we have given. So this is a very good way. Not good way, this is a very intuitive way to do something, and that's why React is very popular, because it is giving you, there is something like UX, user experience, but there is something called DX, developer experience. So now developer is also feeling good because अभी ज़्यादा कुछ करना नहीं पड़ रहा है. We only have to write HTML. It seems like we are writing HTML, though it is not, but it seems that we are writing HTML inside a React, and that is working for us. Okay, let's see if it works or not. So H4 is getting transpiled. Let's see how to use Babel. So I will go to docs or just search for Babel CDN. Okay, so there is standalone file. I have to use this script. Okay, so I will go to my index.html and I will use this script here. And is there anything else I need to do? It is saying make type equal to text/Babel. Okay, so it is saying inside your script, keep it text/Babel here. And as soon as I do that, see, it worked. Okay, there is one error, that invalid DOM property called class, because I told you, you should not use class word because it is a keyword in JavaScript that is used to make classes, objects, right? So you should use a class name property. So the JSX I used, I should write here class name equal to card. And now it is working fine. See, this is coming from Babel because we are using, this is not a very right way to use it, that using a script file, but that is fine. But other than that, everything is fine. Okay, it is getting rendered. So yeah, and this is where everywhere React start. When you start learning React, they will say write HTML inside it. So what is JSX? If I go JSX, search for JSX Wikipedia, okay. So what Wikipedia says about JSX? It says that JSX is JavaScript XML, formally JavaScript syntax extension. It is like a XML structure, okay, and initially created by Facebook for the use of React. Okay, so they only wanted to make it better. This was a good thing, but they wanted to make it better. So they came with this JSX, and it is a easier way. Okay, and at the end of the day, whatever you write it here, okay, this whole code which I wrote here, if I see, this whole code is at the end of the day getting converted into your, let me see if I have it or not. This is your normal JavaScript file. Okay, that is actually getting transpiled, so that is fine. But at the end of the day, I also show you earlier, right? Whatever I write in the form of element, okay, H4, that is at getting converted into what? That is getting converted into React.create element. And that is where we have started it. Okay, we again have 40 minutes and we will do, I think it before shipping to browser. Yeah, that's what. So here we don't have it locally. So I cannot debug it right in the, maybe I can, but yeah, it is getting, because see what happens, क्या होता है मैं बताता हूँ. If I write text/babel, okay, if I write text/babel, then even like by default, what is it? It is text/javascript. Okay, and I don't use Babel right now. Okay, Babel को मैंने comment कर दिया. I don't want to use it right now. And I wrote text/javascript. तो क्या होता है? If I go to my network panel, see there is a script. This script has came. But if I write anything else, text slash something like hello, text/hello I wrote. So it won't be called. देखो यहाँ पे script file call ही नहीं हो रही है. So even if I write text/babel, it won't be called. JavaScript won't use it. See, there is no error because this file is not getting tracked. This is not getting tracked by anyone. This file is only sharing this h1 div and that's it. Okay, this script file is not getting used. तो क्या होगा when I start to use Babel, Babel will read this file because Babel को पता है जहाँ पे भी text/babel लिखा है that is my file. Then Babel will take it, it will transpile it and it will send us the new script file. Okay, this is a different file and this file is getting transpiled into what we want. Okay, since there may be because of source map I am able to see it like this. It's fine, I feel. Yeah, that is fine. Like I will anyway show you, so that is nothing to worry about. I will show it in the when we start using it locally. So I feel this should be clear. If you want to, if you want to see it again, I will just what I should say quickly. Okay, I will quickly tell it again. तो यहाँ पे हमारे पास 3 script files हमने लगाई, 2 for React and 1 for Babel. And then when we came inside script, we only did a variable. Okay, we have a card variable and we have assigned it some JSX. Okay, which looks like HTML. We have written a simple HTML inside it. It looks like HTML. Okay, just be with me. It's look like HTML. It's not a real HTML because this class name. Do we write class name inside HTML? No, we write class, right? At the end of the day, it is getting converted into what? React.create element. And then those things are getting rendered. Okay, so even though I try to render it like this, it will get transpiled by Babel and it will render these elements inside your virtual DOM. Okay, and that virtual DOM is connected to your real DOM. And that real DOM, whatever happens in the virtual DOM, okay, what all things that happen inside your virtual DOM will get reflected in your real DOM. That is what it happens. Okay, so did you understand till now? Is this part clear? Very basic things we are like, I'm only stretching very basic things because that is the main aim of this thing, that the core idea of the React, how it is working, that should be clear. Because I haven't used any use state, use effect, use ref, use context, use callback, nothing like that. We are only working around how the React is working. That is the basic fundamental step we should understand. Okay, nice. What about the rest? Like Aditya is saying clear. What about rest? Or are you just having, see, majority of the class you have to focus. You have to just listen to the things. 60 or 70%, I would say it's about understanding. And 30% is your own practice, which you can do after the session. You have anyway have the recording. So you have to go and practice it on your own. Once or twice you do it, you are fine with it then. Then you can move ahead and directly start using that npx create react time that will work for you. Okay, so let's move ahead and let's do something more. Okay, now अभी क्या हो रहा है? Every time I re-render, see there is a lag. There would be a lag. If I refresh it, this takes some time. Why? If I make my internet slow and if I refresh, what happens? Okay, let it refresh. See, it is taking some time because these things hard refresh I will do. Okay, so everything is getting loaded. And once it is done loading, see, after once it is done loading, then only it will get on your screen. But see, it is getting downloaded. So much time it is taking. Okay, this much, really? It's fine. Let it take that much time. See, Babel is taking around 20 seconds. It has passed and still it is not getting downloaded completely. So let it complete. Now I feel, okay, the XHR request gone and now it rendered. Why it is so? Because you are downloading it from CDN. So what if I put it locally? if you want to put it locally, then you have to do something using your node modules. And that is our next part. Okay, so these were the two parts. Even if you did not understand many things from here, you still have the chance. Okay, we will still do similar things. I will copy it. Okay, I will copy this file folder and paste it, and I will give it a name React app. And this is how you usually make React app. Okay, you don't use CDN links. Okay, so we will start with it. And inside the script.js, I will just remove these extra things. Okay, and in the index.html, I will remove script files. So all the remaining script files I have removed. This thing also I will remove. Okay, so this is our React app. This is our index.html page. Nothing, only ID root is there. And there is one h1 tag. There is a script file and there is a style.css. Okay, so if I try to open this with live server, okay, let's open this thing with live server and see what is happening. If I see function F12, is there any error? There is no error. Okay, there is no error because I have given here type text/babel. So remove this babel as well. Now it will start giving error because whatever script we have written, it is not a normal JavaScript. Why are those scripts getting downloaded in parallel even when we didn't put async or defer? Okay, you are saying why are those getting downloaded in parallel? No, it was not. Agar parallel, okay, was it getting downloaded in parallel? Anyway, let me come back to it after some time. Okay, because that is not a topic and we only have 30 minutes. So I feel we have so many things to understand. Like there are many things to come. This part I like not today, but some other time we can cover it. Okay, there is a thing, there is differ. I understand your point, but we will see it. So first error that I am getting is unexpected token, this thing. And this was the same error when there was like when the Babel was not present. Okay. So instead of using that, what I will say that whatever old code, I will try to use it. Because my old code was just remove this thing, card thing, and paste it here. Okay, and I will try to use this. So अभी क्या कर रहा है? React DOM is not defined. Why? Why React DOM is not defined? Because we don't have React DOM. Initially, we put script. That's why it was visible. But now it is not. Now you have to do one thing. You have to download Node if you don't have. Okay, not Node. Yeah, download your Node. This will help you do whatever I am doing from here on. Okay, once you download it and set up it, you don't have to do much. Only open a terminal in this folder. Open an integrated terminal. So I will get a terminal here and I will say npm init. What is Node? First understand what is there is something called npm JS. Okay, and if I go to npm JS, this is your something like there is Play Store in Android, right? There is App Store in Apple. There is a Windows Store or something in Windows. Okay, so all these stores are there to download things. Okay, so if you want to download libraries of JavaScript, earlier it was for only JavaScript. Now it is also for some like for React is also there, Angular is also there, some Java modules are also there. So there are so many things here. So they don't call it now Node Package Manager. It is for like so many things, but you can download whatever dependencies you want from here. Okay, and if you want to download, you have to create its kind of you have to initialize it inside your project. Like for GitHub, you do git init, right? So for npm, you do npm init. You initialize it, and once you initialize it, it will ask you some questions that what is the name. I will give it a default name by pressing enter. What is your version? Default version, and I will press enter only. Okay, so you can anyway type it, but since I am making just for the understanding purpose, I am just keeping it like whatever default it is and enter. So see, now I got that certificate. This package.json is like a certificate for you, which has everything about your app written inside it. It has the name, it has the version, description, and what is the main file, what are the scripts, author, license, all these things. Okay, so now on, whatever we will do, it will get reflected inside your certificate. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to install React and React DOM. Okay, so to install React, I will search for it. I got React. It says to install it, you have to use npm i React. Fine. So I will go here, paste it, as soon as I start installing it, see, there was dependencies thing, now it came. There was not, now it came. That React is a dependency. Fine, we got it. We also want React DOM, right? React dash DOM and search for it. So now we have React DOM here and we will try to use it as well. Okay, npmi React DOM. So now we have React and React DOM as well. You can also see how many people are using it weekly. So there are 22 lakh people who are downloading it weekly. React DOM is getting downloaded 22 lakh times. And if I go to React, this React is getting downloaded 23 lakh times. Or somewhere I missed it. Maybe it's 2 crore 35 lakh 78,000, something like that. So from 2 crore or something like 2.2, it came to 2.3. So where is this 0.1 coming from? Maybe that 0.1 is for React Native. Okay, because React is a parent library, so it will have more downloads than its like other library like React DOM. Okay, React DOM के downloads थोड़े कम है ना React से, because someone is using React with React Native as well, so that can also happen. तो अभी हमारे पास दो dependencies हैं. Okay, now if I try to open it, will it give the same error? Yeah, it is giving the same error. So if you want to use it, if I want to use React DOM, it is saying use this import statement. So I will go inside my script.js and I will import it. Okay, so I will use this import statement, but I don't want to destructure anything. I just want React DOM from it. So I will insert React DOM and also React as well. So import React from React. Okay, even in documentation, it will be given similarly. So if I go back, see, for React, it is saying import whatever you want from React. So I have done import React from React. Will this work now? It is saying cannot use import outside a module. So if you want to use it as a module, you have to tell it a type. I have to give it a type as module. Okay, so now it will work. Okay, it is not giving the same error at least. Okay, I have told that I have a module kind of thing. So please allow me. So it is allowing me now to import export, but it is saying you cannot import. You have to import something like this. You have to give a path dot slash node modules slash react, something like this. But we are not doing it. And even the library is not saying us to do that. So this is the issue. Okay. So this our website, what happens? Need to put script type equal to module. Yeah, right, Rachit. तो अभी क्या हो रहा है? Understand once more. जो हमने जहां से हमने start किया था. What was it? This part. That's why I told you in the earlier. That क्या हुआ? When we request, we get a response. And in that response, we are only aiming for three things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript file. तो हमें बस ये तीन ही फाइल चाहिए. What about the rest? ये node modules का क्या हुआ फिर? Because whatever we downloaded is kept inside these node modules. Okay, we downloaded React DOM, we downloaded React. All these things are kept inside node modules. See, so there is a node modules folder. There we have React. There we have React DOM and some else other things as well. Because it's like if you ask me to come, if I come with my friend, what happens? So it's like that. So there can be dependencies of dependencies that are called transitive dependencies. So if I call someone like a catering service, that catering service will with itself call some food delivery service and food preparation service, all these things. So the node modules can be much more than what you have intended. Okay. So we know package.json, we have installed these things that are kept inside node modules, and I'm trying to import it, but it is somehow not working and it won't work. So to make it work, we need someone called bundler. Okay. So to make it work, we need someone called bundler. Okay. And there are three bundlers, three popular bundlers. One is parcel bundler. Okay. One is webpack bundler. And there is wheat, very popular. Okay. Wheat bundler as well. So these three bundlers are there. There is one parcel, there is one webpack, and there is one wheat, white, whatever you call it. So it is saying next generation front-end tooling and all these things, lightning fast, instant server, optimized build, and all these things. Webpack is also saying something. Webpack will say it is not saying fast because it is not. Then there is parcel as well. Parcel is saying zero configuration build tool for images, and it has so many things. So today, because we have limited time, I will not use any configuration. So Webpack is anyway slow. This is the slowest. Okay, you will either use parcel or bit. You won't use Webpack now more. Okay, so anymore you won't use Webpack, so I'm eliminating it as option. Which is very powerful, which is fast as well, but it needs some configuration. So I won't use it. I will use Parcel because it is zero configuration. What I have to do if I and why we need it? Because we need to bundle things now. Whatever React code is there, that is inside this, something inside here, something inside this. So I want all this code to come inside one file because multiple files like our website will not understand because we only need three files. If you have multiple files, then it will become a mess, and if you have node modules, then surely your website will not understand. Okay, you cannot send node modules directly, so you need someone to bundle it, and that's why we need this bundler. So you can go ahead and read about all these things which it is saying. It is doing tree shaking, minification, image optimization, all these things. Tree checking means unused code is getting removed. So if you have some import that is not getting used, so it will remove it. All these things it is doing. So I will go get started, build a web app and use it. Okay, it is saying npm install parcel. Okay, so I will install it, npm install and not save the normal npm install parcel. So I am getting it as a dependency. So inside my dependency, it is actually a heavy thing. It is actually like uh, calling something like catering service. Okay, it's a small word, catering service. But with that, there will come a utensils serving service. There will one waitering, something like waiters will come. There will be food preparation. There will be so many dishes. Each one has a different shape. So same it with your bundler. Okay, this parcel with itself call many things. If I go inside our node modules and see there are so many things getting installed. Who has installed it? Okay, there is something like what? Let me see. There is this .env thing, and browser list is there. There is Babel. Babel we understood, right? Babel we need for transpiler. It is a transpiler, right? And other things as well. There are so many things. Who installed it? This parcel. This parcel also has a package.json. And inside this parcel, it has installed so many things. Config, core, and what else? Utils, I don't know. Like those all things, and Babel as well. Okay. And this parcel will help us to do the job now. So if you want to use parcel, what you have to do? It is saying you have to run the command npx parcel and file name. So I will write npx parcel, and what is my file name? Index.html. Will it run? It is saying parcel npx I should write, right? Npx parcel index.html. It is running. Yeah, it has started. And now few things have changed. We have seen style, script, index, package JSON, node modules. This parcel cache is normal. That is a cache. Normally everything has a cache, so we can remove it. That is not issue. There is a dist folder, and it has to do something with us. Okay, this dist folder is very important thing. We will see it. Now we will go and see if it is getting rendered or not. We will open this localhost. Okay, I command clicked on it and it opened me. You can even like you can also copy it from here and paste it here. Okay, it will again give you same thing, but now it is again loading. But if you go inside network and you refresh it, see there are only few requests made. There is no React getting downloaded. Not even Babel is getting downloaded. Why? Because everything we have locally. Are you getting my point? So what happened when we use the bundler? Using bundler, we minified many things. If I open this, see which file is getting called. Is my script.js getting called? See, is my script.js getting called? No, it is a very different index file. Is my index.html getting called? No, it is index1303bb05.cs. Okay, this CSS file is getting called. Why? Because now this index file is not served. This index.html is served. See the difference. Even though both look similar, it's not similar, same only. The only change in them is the style file and script file. If I go to index, the style file has changed and the script file has changed. So what that means? That means the file that is getting served is not this. ये file से तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं उसे. These files are getting served. This JavaScript file and this CSS file. Okay, fine. What is the issue? But when I click on rendered and I click on here, see what it is saying. Line number 18. Really? If my script file is not getting sent, then how can one understand that this it is coming from script file or where? Because this index file is getting served, right? This index file is getting served and it should have all those things like mon stack I have written, right? See, there is mon stack, which is heading. and there is image as well, and that is getting created inside card. So who did this? Even your React create element, I can use create element. Okay, so create element is present 96 times because your React code is also there. Who did this? Who called your script file, React file, and everything into single JavaScript file? That is done by your bundler. Yeah, I know it is going fast. You see, I'm doing this because I just want you to understand a basic thing. I know there may be people who are not getting it, and there can be a thing that you have to repeat it. Okay, you may see it once again. Okay, I just want to tell you, and it is done. Okay. After that, like we have almost touched all the points which we wanted, and we are almost going to complete it now. Okay, so just be with me. Even if you miss out some things, you can go back and check it from there. You can try it on your, because what is now happening is you are just listening to me, and that is creating so much into your mind, right? That so many things you have listened to, but you haven't practiced so much. So after this session, you can go and practice it side by side by keeping the video on. You can see the things what I'm doing, and you can try to do it on your own, and that way you will understand it better. Okay, I really understand that it is too much for a beginner, but there are times that people don't even tell you this part. So I just want that this, as the aim of the session was to make the fundamentals clear. So we are very close to it now. Okay. So we have anyway started our app. Okay. And we have served these files. Okay. We have started our app and we have served these files inside here. How these things are getting linked is what the last thing I will tell you. Okay, and that is getting linked through your source map. There is something called source map. If I go to the end, there is some mapping doing. Okay, I will remove it. Even though it looks like a comment, I will remove it. That's it, and save. And if I refresh it now it is not saying script.js. It is saying index dot whatever the name is 2980. And in that line, it is getting printed. If I go to my index file and search for rendered, where it is getting printed. Okay, the word is very generic, right? Rendered exclamation mark. I should search rendered and exclamation mark. See, 2980. What that means? Same thing. Means this file is getting linked. But now, if you, because this is not very good for debugging. If you want to debug anything, will you be able to do? I won't actually. Okay. So this is very difficult to debug. So what we do generally is there is something called source map, which is getting generated by your Babel only. Okay. So these source map are generated by Babel just to make sure that even though compressed file is getting served while you are debugging, you should get to see the file that is you wrote. So this file I wrote, right? So it is showing me this file, even though it is not served directly. It is served using your source map, and this is your mapping file where it has written that thing. Okay, even though we are not able to figure it right now because it is written in, I guess, what form, some other form, whatever it is. But this is a mapping file because it has been mapping to this file. The name is exactly same. So does that make sense now? Okay, and if I copy this folder, okay, if I want, if I can do something like this. I can go to my app. I can copy this dist folder. Okay, and I will put it inside downloads or maybe inside desktop. Okay, and I will paste it. So I have this dist folder. What has this dist folder? Only this map and all is fine, but JSS, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. If I double click on it, see, there is some error. If I double click on it, it is not getting opened because it is saying cannot able to fetch. I feel because of a small change I have to do. Go with open it and I will open it with something. I just need to change that. Here it should be dot slash. Okay, dot slash it should be there, and that's it. And if I again open it now, see, now it is getting. So there is nothing to worry. This knob, जो final तुम्हारी file है ना, that are stored inside your dist folder by your parcel. So these are your final files. All the other things which you have done is to compile it. Okay. And now whenever you want to serve it on your server, what you will put only these 5 files. This HTML file, these two JavaScript file and its mapping, CSS file and its mapping. Okay. And once you put on server, your project is ready to work. Okay, तो यही हमारा main intent था, that what is happening, like now you should understand all the things we have present here. Only this package log.json is remaining. That is just like saying if I am hungry, I will say bring me some food. Okay, which is veg. That is my command, that bring me some food which is veg. Here also we have written like that. In the package.json, I have written, give me a parcel whose version is more than 2.12. But what is the exact version you use, that you don't know, right? It can be greater than 2.12, somehow it can get converted to 2.13 as well, but the server wants exact version. So that exact versions are inside your log files. So if I see here, see, this version is exactly told that this version we are using. So log file only keeps your exact version at that point of development. Okay, it may get updated at some point of time when the parcel new version came and you update it, it will get updated. But in the package log.json, it will keep the exact thing which you are using currently or which you want to send it on the server. Okay. So I now feel that you know each one file, at least a basic gist of it. Okay, even if you don't understand exactly or entirely, you have the gist of each file you are using. Like, does that satisfy the, are you are you agreeing with me that you understand all the files, not all, but you understand the gist of each one of the file that is present here? No, I know it is it is actually so many things for any beginner, but this topic was to make sure that you should understand that whatever you see in general, that there are many people who are going to tell you how to use React. React can be learned in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. It all depends on how much you learn it. Okay. Someone can say, I know how to ride cycle, I know how to ride bicycle, but it's not only about how to do things. It should be about how you do what you do and why you do. Because whenever you go to interview, they majorly focus on why, because they know you will be able to do, but you will, if you understand the why part, that is more important to them. So many of the times they can come to you and ask, what is JSX, what is Babel, why, like, why is Babel required, can you do this, can you do that, that all will revolve around whatever we have done till now. Okay, so this was a very important thing which many of people miss. That's why I wanted to cover it today. And as I told, there are many things to cover. It's not like entire 2 hours. In entire 2 hours, in this 2 hours, I will cover entire React and all. So actually, I have a, like, we have a live cohort coming on. Okay, so if I will show you, we have actually the live cohort coming on. This is the live cohort which is going to start in just like in next 8 to 9 days. Okay, and we will be covering from scratch, from HTML, CSS to everything. Okay, whole month stack we are going to cover: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB, React. In React, we will cover. We have actually covered this part, but there are many things to cover. Then there is context API, hooks, and Redux, which is the same part of React. And every part we are having projects. Okay, even the basic part also has a guided and self-practice project. So we will at least do 7 projects. But as you know, like, this cannot be covered in only 2 hours. So this will be a 10 to 12 weeks course. Okay, we will be having sessions on the weekends. It will be 2 to 2.5 hours sessions, but that is there to make sure that you, any beginner, can start. Any intermediate person, if he has the understanding and want to learn one stack from whole, then he can also join us. It will be live. Okay, it will be live. It will be in depth. I will be there who will be addressing the part. There will be with us Vivek sir as well, who will be mentoring you time to time with his. He has so deep knowledge in this field. Okay, so he will also be guiding us time to time. And there are, like, we will be doing at least 7 projects. Your first full stack project. Okay. Or so there are many things. If you, anyone wants to come continue this thing with me, you can actually, I think there is one discount going on. This early bird, I don't think it will be for a long time because it is for limited seats only. So probably for next 24 hours it will be there. So you can actually register for it and we will continue it there. But anyway, the main important thing is you should learn things from scratch and you, that things should be clear. Okay, there are two things. The teacher should be good and the learner should be able to practice. It's not in like only one thing cannot be there. Okay, even if you have very good teacher, the student needs to understand things and practice. Even if you have very good student, you should get things. Okay, you should get things in a proper way, that things are coming to your plate in a way you can eat it one at a time. It should not get cluttered. Okay, and that will be the my whole intention of this course. Okay, we will be having this cohort to make sure that you start with scratch, you have projects on your resume, and we will go into depth. Okay, the last module actually cover the deployment part as well. Okay, if you come to the last module, it says we will cover deployment. We will also touch upon the points like how to use your how to use Docker, Kubernetes to deploy on AWS. We will also see some basic deployments, and we will cover so many things which you will need in day-to-day life. And JavaScript will be covered entirely because in one stack, the one thing that you should understand is JavaScript. Because in MongoDB, like MongoDB is the your database. If you use Express.js, if you use your React, everywhere you are using one language, and that programming language is JavaScript. Okay, and that will be covered entirely. So I hope this session actually made something to you. Okay, it should have added some things to you, even though like there were people who said you have used React. So can you tell me like these 10 peoples who said that they knew React earlier? So have I added something to your plate today? Am I right in saying that? You can open up. There is nothing to worry. Anyone? Are you with me? Were you able to understand? समझ में आया आप तक? No? Yes? Something? Everything? Or are you feeling tired because it was for 2 hours long? Okay. No one is speaking. Like, am I there in the meeting or not? Okay. Nikhil is saying I understand till Babel. Fine, that is fine. Okay, every time it's not that I deliver 100% and you have to get 100%. If you got 60%, what is the left? You know what is remaining part, right? And you know where to refer it. So what is there? You just have to go, you have to practice and then come again and see. Right? It may be a higher pace. I really understand. I really agree. For a beginner, it may be a lot of things, but you have the reference point, right? I understood everything, but yes, it was a lot and I need to revise. Yeah, exactly. You have to revise. Like after some years, it will get used to you, but that will only happen if you revise it time to time. If you understand today, it is not that you will understand for like you, it will be in your mind for a lifetime. You have to make notes. You have to keep on doing things properly in a proper way. That's why I have kept this cohort for at least 10 to 12 weeks. I can even compress it to 2 weeks. I can take a class every day, but that is not a effective way. No, we should have some time to digest whatever I told you. You should go sit down and then digest it. Okay. Also, sir has put the link here, so you can again go to this YouTube link and refer it. That is a good thing. But you understand my point, right? You understand the point of the whole lecture? Do you get the gist out of it? I just want yes. Okay. If there is no that also, I just want a response. That is it yes or no? Or something, some percentage you can put 70%, 60%, anything like that. Because I want to know that how, like, what is that the right way? Are you understanding things? Because it was from a perspective that you don't know much JavaScript. You have basic JavaScript known, and I am introducing things to you. Okay, that's good enough. People are saying yes, that's good enough. Even if there are people who want to say 50%, 60%, you can go ahead and put it. You can also unmute if you want to tell anything. And yeah, that was a long session, but so many things. Okay. So you can actually we have like this link already in the chat. I will put it again. So you can go here. You can even check once that what all things are there. You can communicate if you have any doubts, any queries. Yeah, one or next. I am confused between choosing one or next. The exact answer is Next.js is 90% React.js. Okay. It's like saying I am confused between HTML and JavaScript. If you want to use JavaScript, you should understand HTML, right? So if you want to use Next.js, because Next.js is a framework, okay, and your React is a library. Yeah, Next.js is also doing server-side rendering and all, but at the end of the day, MERN is the first thing you should do, according to me. And then you can go to some framework that is a next generation framework that is helping you to do like server-side rendering as well. That is helping you to make servers as well. So that is up to you, Rachit. But according to me, the MERN stack has the bigger role to play because anyone in general, if you see, they ask you about APIs, they ask you about Express.js. Have you used Node.js? Have you used Express.js? Have you used APIs? Have you used React? Okay, they will ask you again about JavaScript. So JavaScript is the core. If there is some other framework coming, no, there is Angular, there is Vue.js. in what language it is written. So JavaScript is the core idea, and that is what I want to tell. Okay. So this way or the other, but you should understand JavaScript first. Then only you can go ahead and do whatever else you want. Does that make sense? Okay, nice. So if you have any queries, we can address it. Otherwise, we can end the session. Anyone? Okay. I will again give 1 2 minutes if you want to have it, or we can have a break. Okay. So yeah, I feel we can break. Have a good one. Good evening. And thank you for such a good session, such a good audience, participating audience. And bye.